From recollection, when I started, there was around 11 people. Everyone pulled up their sleeves and got involved, but also that was some of the most exciting elements. Part of the attraction to Aussie and Y-Band in the early days was the unknown. We built it from scratch. If we can do it ourselves, why not? Things went wrong. The way we diagnosed it, you spun your chair around and, hey Pete, hey John. It was a very small, intimate group of people that slowly grew over the years.
I started at Aussie probably late February.
I started at Aussie when the acquisition of Over the Wire happened.
2016.
2014.
Would have been probably 06.
You can't compare it. So when I started, we were all down in this little tiny office and people used to refer to it as it was a shed. We had all of our sales department, all of our support department, and even our network of operation, all of our developers.
There were only 60 people at Aussie when I arrived. Everyone was excited about the possibilities that Phil had declared for Aussie. When he asked me whether I wanted to work for the company, his line was, "We want to triple the turnover in 3 years and then list on the stock exchange."
The journey that Aussie was going on, I really believed in it. For me, when I went from this little regional ISP to being like a national contender was the moment that Phil announced what our plans were in 2016.
My recollection is Phil sort of made the comment of, we either need to get big or we need to get out.
Is this possible or is he crazy? There was a bit of both.
Just by setting the goal, it starts to make you think differently.
But that crux of where we are today is making that decision to build to every poi.
If I look back and I think what were the toughest times that I probably had to go through as a leader and what was the really difficult moment for our staff was during the pandemic. Customers needed internet, kids needed to go to school, people needed to work from home, and it was something so new for us all and everyone just banded together.
Listing on the ASX. Middle of COVID, so not only did we get the milestone of listing as a public company, but also doing it in very unique circumstances.
When reflecting on my journey from Over the Wire becoming part of Aussie, the things that really stand out for me were genuine efforts that were made to not only tell us but show us that it wasn't a takeover. Really articulating that it was a co-creation, a shared vision.
I guess one of the big achievement that the company has made will be the B Corp certification. It is a framework to capture everything around environment, social and governance. It captures, tracks and also helps us to improve our impact to the environment as well.
Are there any funny stories or moments that you can recall?
20 million of them. There are 20 million funny stories from my time at Aussie. We were starting to sell a anti-spam piece of software. To promote it, we came up with the brilliant idea of sending a can of spam to a business once a week for 3 weeks anonymously. They wouldn't know where it was coming from or why they were receiving it. And then at the end of the 3 weeks, one of our BDMs would ring them and say, "Do you have a spam problem?" Not all the customers who received the anonymous cans of spam were all that happy about it. So fortunately, I think I'd been the voice of caution in all of this and said we should let the local police know. Aaron did end up having to send some apology flowers.
This could get me in trouble. Peter Ansell, who's still one of our senior network engineers, we used to judge how bad an outage was by the number of wrinkles on his forehead.
What I love about Aussie is the fact that this company will take risks when other people and organisations will not take risks. I think especially being in customer support, it's a really great platform to be able to provide that opportunity and watch staff flourish.
We don't hide our scars and we don't hide who we are. We're not perfect, we've got areas to improve, and you don't always have to get it right the first time.
Don't be ordinary, be awesome, be good to people, and also think big. I think those values really reinforce why I want to join Aussie.
Almost like the most not-for-profit, for-profit company that you could ever work for. You know, a lot of that comes back to Phil.
So I got flown down to Melbourne to be part of the customer operations workstream and was ceremoniously taken out to what can best be described as a caravan park. It was reminiscent of a horror film. Phil came to join us on the Saturday night. I fully expected the CEO or leader of the organisation to take one look at the accommodations and go and book a hotel nearby. That wasn't how Phil rolled. He got in, slept in the cabins with the rest of us, helped us cook breakfast. Like, what was good enough for us was good enough for him.
Being part of something and seeing it grow, you get attached to it.
I've grown into a person, I guess, more caring, just in general, more excited and more positive around the potential impact that I can have.
I'm here and I'm here for a purpose, to be able to support my staff and to be able to bring them along on a journey like I've been on.
Working in that sort of atmosphere enabled me, I think, to really develop the philosophies that were able to help us with things like the inclusion and diversity program, that understanding that inclusion comes first and then diversity will follow.
I think Aussie will become a real household name in the next 20 years and be a very trusted household name.
I really hope that throughout the growth we still maintain our authenticity and who we are and just remain genuine to really our roots and where we've come from.